Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create custom windows of any shape and any size in AutoCAD Architecture. And of course this is pretty simple when you learn the little tricks. So if it's your first time on the channel, thank you for joining, and if you have not yet subscribed, I'm going to ask you kindly to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell beside it so you can be notified when another video comes out. All right, let's get into it, shall we? All right, everybody, so here we are in AutoCAD Architecture, and as you can see on my screen, I have a regular shape that we are familiar with, and then I just randomly drew these other two shapes in just to show you guys that we can get any customized shape window that we want. And the steps that I'm going to be demonstrating here can be used on doors as well. So if you want to see me do a video separate on doors, then drop comments, like the video, let me know. But today I'm going to be focusing on windows. So I'm going to be also showing you two methods: the method of using shapes and also how to do it live on the actual building itself. So here I have this project that I've been working on for the last couple of days. It's more of an experimental project. I saw this design on Instagram and I thought it was really nice, and I just wonder if I can pull that off, and I think I did. Looks pretty nice, ain't it? Yeah, so what I want to do here is to add a window on this section here just to make it look nice, and also to add a lot of natural light coming in from this side of the building into this space up here. So I'm going to be showing you how that is done towards the second half of the video. All right, so let's get into it. So this is where we're going to start. Let's go. So the first thing you want to do here is to draw the shape of the window that you want. All right, so make sure that your shape is at the exact size, and then make sure that you join all of your lines together. So if you notice, when I click on this shape here, everything is highlighted. That's because all of these lines are joined together. So we can use the join command. You already know how to do this, regular stuff. So all of my shapes are connected, and so what we need to do is to create profiles. Profiles can be found under your Manage tab, and if we go down to Style and Display, go down to Profile Definitions, this is where all of your profiles would live. And so currently you can see that there's no profile here. So when we create our three profiles, we will see them here, and let's go ahead and do that right now. So I'm going to right click on my first shape and I'm going to say Convert to Profile, and it says here Insertion Point. So I'm going to just pick a random point on the shape and give it a new name. So I'm going to call this Window Profile 1. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. Pick a point, new, call this Window Profile 2. Okay, and then this one I'm going to do the same thing. Definition, insertion point, new, Window Profile 3. All right, so Window Profile 3. Okay, so that's that. And then, so now we have our three profiles, and if we go back to our drop down here, we can now see that we have all three profiles added in, and you can click on them, see what they look like, and make sure that you're using the right one. You can even rename them here. Just go to your General tab and give it a new name, add a couple of description in there, add some notes, whatever. Make your thing well detailed and all of that, but we're not going to be doing that now. Let's X that off. So we have our profile. What we need to do is to add our windows in. So we can go to our tool palette here and we can choose a window. I'm going to choose 3 different types of window for this here, since we have 3 different shapes. So I'm going to be using a picture window for the first one. So if you notice, when you click on a window, usually you would add the window to a wall, but since we don't have a wall on this project, well, in this drawing, I'm going to just press enter, and that would allow us to place the window in mid-air. Okay, so now we can just place the window anywhere we want. So I'm going to place that one here, and I'm going to turn my ortho mode on, and I'm going to click, and that's my first window. Then I'm going to place my second window. I'm going to be using let's use a pivot window for this one. I don't know, pivot. And I'm going to click enter, and I'm going to drop my pivot window right here. And then my third window is going to be maybe I don't know. All right, let's use awning, whatever. Enter. Place this one over here. All right, so if I go to 3D view, you can see these three windows here. I'm going to go to conceptual, and then I'm going to increase the size of these windows maybe to like a 4x4, 4 feet by 4 feet. Let's do it manually. 4 feet by. All right, so what we would do here is to click on our window, and we would go to edit style and go over to design rules. And if you notice here, the shape of our window is currently predefined rectangle. Of course, there are many other shapes we can choose from. These are like the regular shape that you can apply to your doors and your arches and stuff like that. So of course, these are available. So if we wanted to have a round window, we can use that to change it there. If we wanted to have arched, hit OK. There it is. But we want to use the custom shape that we created. So I'm going to go down to use a profile, and I'm going to choose that profile that we created, which would be profile number 1. And then we're going to hit OK. And there you have it. The window is now taking the shape of our profile. And you would pretty much do the same thing for these ones. All right. So I'm going to choose number 2 for that one. Hit OK. There you have it. And then this one would pretty much take the shape, even though we do have octagonal here. So I probably didn't have to do this one, but let's do it nonetheless. All right, so that's what that would look like. And if we were to open these windows, what would they look like? Let's see. That's too much. It's supposed to be 50. So that's what the pivot window would look like. It's pretty cool. You can see the awning window there. This one is a picture window, so that wouldn't open. And if we put this in realistic, you'd see what that look like right there. All right. So that's one way to do it, by creating your profiles. And again, make sure that your profiles are at the exact size and shape that you need. So the next thing we're going to do is to go over to this drawing, where I'm going to show you guys how to add a window in this little section right here. Now, if you are interested in the workflow of how to go about creating a complete drawing from start to finish, I have a playlist for you guys. So if you haven't seen that as yet, I'm going to drop the link in the description. And so if you notice, I use the project navigator to have all separate floors. And then I have a 3D view, which is the one that you're looking at now, with all of those combined. Okay, so if you notice, I have the roof, I have level top floor, and I have the bottom floor. Then I have the crawl space down here. And so everything is combined in this 3D view. So if I want to add a window on this top floor here, I would have to open up that floor separately. So what I'm going to do is to go to my project navigator and go to constructs and open up my second floor layout. And this is what that looks like. And so I want to add a window right here. Now, this window is not going to be a regular window. I want it to be a type of what we call window assembly. So it's like a combination of multiple windows into one frame. So you can have a awning window beside a picture window, or a what they call it louver window beside a picture window, or stuff like that. So we're going to go to our style browser, and under object type you can go down to using the regular windows if you want, if that's what you want. But I'm going to be using a door/window assembly. Okay. And this gives you the ability to have multiple windows or doors, or a combination of windows and doors in one frame. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here. And so you can scroll through and see what configuration you would like. There's one particular one that I did like for this project, so I'm going to see if I find that one. Oh, here we go. This one. This is the one I want, so I'm going to click on it. Add object, and then I'm going to click on my wall, and so this is where I want to place it. So I'm going to place it like right here. So that's my window, and the first thing I'm going to do is to move my window back a little bit so that it fits on my concrete here, because this is brickwork on the outside. So what we can do here is to click on the frame itself. First of all, let me take a measurement of the 2.5 inches. All right, so I need to move my window inward 2.5 inches. So highlight your window frame, go to move within, and this is where I can move the window within the wall, and that would be 2.5 inches. So now the window is flush with the concrete wall on the back side here. That's exactly what I want for that. And then I'm going to go to my front view, where I can see the window right here. So this is the window, and this would be the wall that I want to add that window to. So what I like to do is to isolate these objects, and so we're going to go to isolate objects. So right now we're only seeing this window and this wall, and that's all we need to see. So at this point we can pretty much kind of make the window at whatever height we want it. So right now this is a height 6 foot window, and the height here is, I'm gonna make this 7 feet. So right now my window is roughly 1 foot above the ground. I can take a measurement to see what that looks like. Yeah, 1 foot. That's good. I like that. And then pretty much we're going to edit the shape of the frame. All right. It's important that you click on the frame, because if you notice, we can also select the windows. I'm not seeing the windows, maybe because I didn't isolate them as well. I think that's the issue. So I'm going to end isolation. I'm going to select everything and the wall, and then isolate again. Go back to my top view. And so now you can see the windows. So the windows can be selected individually. And as you can see, they have their own style. And I can change them if I want. I can change this picture window from picture frameless to awning frameless. So now it is just like this one down here, and vice versa. I can go to my tool palette and add any of these windows in to my drawing and just click on it and change it to whatever style I want. All right, so that's something you can experiment with. Maybe I'll do something here. We'll see. So let's say we want this window to take the entire width of this wall and to also go all the way up to the peak. So what we're going to do is to click on the frame, and we're going to say add profile. So we can add a profile straight from the window itself. I'm going to do that. And we have the option to start from scratch or to select any other profile that you would have had. So if we had created a profile before, then we would select that option here. Being that we didn't create one, what we're going to do is to start from scratch, and we're going to give this profile a name. So let's give it the side wing assembly profile. All right. And we're going to hit OK. And now if you notice, everything is grayed out, and we have the option to move these lines or points wherever we want. So I'm going to move this point all the way out to this corner. I'm going to move this one all the way to the top. And then I'm going to move this one to, let's move this point first over to the edge of this wall here. I think it's right there. And then I'm going to move this one right here, and I think that's the shape that I need. All right, so that looks good. I'm gonna hit finish. So if you notice now, the shape of the frame itself is good, and the shape of the base within the frame is good. The only thing that needs to be fixed are the windows themselves. So especially these windows at the edge that are affected by the shape of the frame. So what we're going to have to do is to rename these windows. That's the first thing. So like this one here is an awning frameless. So what we need to do is to copy this style, create a brand new one. I'm going to call this awning framing number 2. Hit OK. And we're going to do the same thing. Add profile, create a brand new one from scratch, and I'm going to call this awning frameless profile number 2. OK, and I'm going to pull this in, hit that, and I'm going to hit finish. That looks good. And I'm going to do the same thing for all the other ones. So this one wouldn't be awning. This one would be a picture window. So what I'll do is to copy this style first. I'll call this picture frameless number 1. And I'm going to just copy this just to use when I create the profile. Oh, this should be number 1. Okay. And with this one, I only need 3 points. So I will remove this point. So remove. And I think this hitting the directly on there? Looks that way. So that one should be good then. I think so. All right. So that one is good. I'm going to hit finish. All right. This one, now I'm going to do the same thing. Copy style, picture frame number 2. Hit OK. Create my thing here. And I'm going to call this picture frame number 2. Hit OK. And I'm going to reshape this one, bring this one down to here. And that looks good. I'm going to hit finish. And you can see that it's taking effect here. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to say create a style, number 3. Hit OK. Add profile. This is going to be number 3. I'm going to paste that thing that I copied earlier. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to, what should I do? I'm going to move this down first, and then I'm going to move this down as well. You can add a vertex from here, or we can put the cursor over this midpoint here and just move your mouse down to the add vertex button here. And then we're going to add that vertex right here. And so that looks like that. And I'm going to hit finished. And then the last one, we're going to do the same thing. Copy style, number 4, hit OK. And then change this to number 4. OK. And then we just need to delete this point here. I'm going to remove. Probably shouldn't have removed it. All right, let's add it back in. So add vertex. And I'm going to move this one down here. And I think that's it. Looks a little bit lean. I think it should be here instead, right there. Yeah, I think it's right. Let's hit finish and see what that looks like. All right, so yeah, that took a little bit more time than I wanted to, but it is what it is. All right, so that's what our custom window would look like. And again, these are awning windows. We can change these out to be whatever we want. Likewise with these, I could actually change this to a pivot window if I wanted to, but I don't want to, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go back to my world coordinate, and I'm going to unisolate, and then I'm going to save. And once I save and I go back to my 3D view, it's going to give me the option to refresh this drawing. So I'm going to refresh. And so now you can see that it has the new design in there. Oh, man, that looks really good. So let's go to a perspective view and kind of see what that would look like. All right. Yeah, so that's what that would look like, guys. So if you want to see how the doors are done, drop a comment below, let me know. And if there's anything else that you want to learn or see, then of course go ahead and drop your comments in the comment section. Okay, so that wraps it up for the end of this video. I would have hoped that you learned something, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and also drop your questions and concerns, comments, anything in the comment section below. And big up to the patrons on my Patreon page, and also don't forget to check these videos out. Where are they? Over here? Wherever. Check out these videos, and yeah, let me know what you think. Peace out.